catalogue launch. Happy Friday, and I hope you enjoyed our Pinky's blog hop yesterday. We all had so much fun making our cards for you, and I am totally in love with my shaker card. So I know a lot of you would like me to do that as a sample for you with a video. So when I get back from holiday, that's definitely on the list. But today we're going to stick with some of Casing the Catalogue samples, and we're going to go to page 151, and I'm going to show you these gorgeous Ombre ink pads. So we're going to make this hooray for today. Now I've changed mine up slightly because I didn't have all the supplies in the catalogue. So here they have used the Bright's Rich Raspberry designer series paper, which I didn't have, but what I did have was this new gorgeous foil designer acetate. So I've used that, so you can probably see those pretty sparkly gold dots on there. So let's get started. I'm just going to pop these things out the way, and I will grab my little kit I've made up. It is so simple. You can see I've got my base card, my acetate, and a piece of Stampin'. The ink pad does it all. And then we've got this gorgeous new thick Cucumber Crush Baker's twine. And we have a punch, which I've got here for our sentiment. Now I changed my sentiment up, but I will show you that in a moment. So I bought the Summer Sorbet stamp set, and we're going to use the heart exactly as they have. So we're going to stamp that out first of all. Now this is the Ombre ink pad. So you go from light to dark, depending how you've got it, depends if it's left or right. But you can see, if I bring this up, you can see that this side, the pad looks almost dry, but it's not. It's just a much lighter colour. Now on my sample, which I will get for you again, you can see I went from light at the top of my heart to dark at the bottom. This time I'm going to do it the other way around so you can see the difference. And then because it's all the same colour, it's not like when we used to have the rainbow ones. It doesn't matter. Obviously don't now go down to the bottom because you'll make it slightly too dark. But if you tap around slightly, you're not going to mix colours because it should be just a nice gentle rainbow. There we go. And I'm going to stamp this in the middle of my cardstock. Like so. So you can see I go from dark to light at the bottom. And I've just made it slightly more towards the top than the bottom, just for my sentiment and my baker's string to go around. So the next thing I'm going to do is stick it to my acetate. Now something I want to show you about the acetate is, you may think it looks really thick, but there's actually this protective coating on the back. So just make sure you peel that off before you stick it onto your cards. And you can use, you could use a snail, but I just found it wasn't quite strong enough on the acetate. So I'm just going to use a couple of pieces of the tear tape to stick this down with. I mean, the first one, the sample I've shown you, is done with the snail, and it stayed there. It just took me a while. I had to hold it down till it had really stuck. And then centre it over your foil. And then the next thing we're going to do, let me just put the lid back on this. And just if you haven't seen the Ombre ink pads, I've got mine sitting here, you can get it in a Bermuda Bay, which I've had to play with. And you can also, make sure I put the lid back on, you can also get it in the Calypso Coral, which I haven't opened just yet. So they are lovely. They do come with instructions as well, so you can have a read through those. But they are not re-inkable. That's the only thing I would say. So I'm going to wrap my Cucumber Crush thick baker's twine around. And then I'm just going to tie a bow. And I'm just going to puff my bow out to make sure it's pretty, like that. And I'm just going to snip my ends. Oh, actually, it's really thick baker's twine. Oh, my ribbon scissors are here. Let me go. So I have a pair of ribbon scissors. These are Ginga scissors that I bought in America, and I keep those to the side just for cutting ribbon, and that keeps them really nice and sharp. So that's that part done. Now we're just going to take half a sheet of the Rich Raspberry, And you could either write in white on the inside, or you could pop yourself an insert in. And we're going to stick this on the top. Now the reason I didn't stick it down before, apart from the string, was with acetate it's really hard to get invisible glue. Yes, you can use strip tape, or you could use glue dots, but you always see a little bit. So what I found with this, and I'm going to be a little bit generous, is to use my tear tape. Well, if you've still got some of the old red sticky tape, that works really, really well. Stick some stripes down it, stick it where the white cardstock is, because you actually only got a small area outside of that. And then you won't see any of your adhesive at all. That's a really nice way to hide it if you are using it as part of layers. That would be my top tip for those. And other than that, I do use glue dots if I'm going to see it. I find that that is best. I'm going to centre that onto my card, and then all we need to do is our sentiment, for which I have a piece of Whisper White. Now I've decided to use the Love You because I'm going to use these for something in particular, but you could use any sentiment you like. I think they used the, just check what the sample is, the Hooray for Today. Now that is part of a set of sentiments which is on my next order. Just see if I can quickly find them for you if you wanted to use that precise one. There's a lovely sample. Oh dear. Oh, rich raspberry all over my catalogue. So you can see this is a well-loved catalogue. Sorry, I know what I'm looking for, and as soon as I see it I can show you. Here it is. Here, Hooray for Today, that's what they used here. And that's part of Greatest Greetings, there it is. Which has got some really lovely, Little Mr. Right, Love at First Sight, Amazing Mother. Some really lovely sentiments in that one, so that's on my next order list. But what I've used is Love You, and I've used this out of the Bloom in Love, because it fits really lovely in the new, I keep forgetting what it's called. I want to call it a banner punch, but I don't think that's its right name. But it absolutely, it fits like a dream. So I'm going to just turn that over, and I'm going to punch that out. Let's close up my ink pad so we don't have any more accidents. And then I'm going to use some of, sorry, phone battery died. So yeah, punched out our sentiment. Then what I've done is snip just 3 of these little zigzags off the edge of our dimensionals here and pop them on the back of the punch. I found that really works with all the skinny little punches. It works perfectly. So what I'm then going to do is just stick my Love You underneath. I'm just going to line it up with my nice baker's twine and fiddle with my bow slightly. And that is it. So that is a really quick and easy card. So I'll tag it in our quick and easy series so you can find it again easily. And I really hope you've enjoyed stamping along with us. And I can't wait to show you the rest of the Ombre ink pads in our another video. So I will see you again soon, and happy stamping. Bye.